students, in this lecture video, we studied about the methods of voltage control and the dependence of voltage on reactive power. First, we studied about the methods of voltage control. The generating units equipped with the automatic voltage regulator control. What is the use of automatic voltage regulator control is which is used to control the field excitation, then to maintain the scheduled voltage level at the terminals of the generators. For that purpose only, the generating units equipped with the automatic voltage regulator. Then the other control method are also used to control the voltage throughout the power system. Now, what are the methods employed for the voltage control? The first one is the reactive power injection. Okay, we can inject the reactive power into the buses. From this we can control the voltage. This is the one method. The another is that means we can use a tap changing transformer. That means the voltage controlled by tap changing transformer. Based on the tap changing of the transformer, we can control the voltage. The another thing, the combination of the tap changing transformers and the reactive power injection. Okay. Then next method is the line reactance compensator, such as series capacitors. The series capacitor means the capacitor is connected in series with the line, then we can control the voltage. Then next, static volt ampere reactive compensator, which is abbreviated by SVC. These reactors also is used to control the voltage in the power system. The next, the continuation of the methods employed for the voltage control, then the shunt reactors and the capacitors. The shunt reactors and the shunt capacitors, which act as a sinks and sources of the reactive power in the power system respectively. Okay, that means the shunt reactor act as a sinks, the shunt capacitor act as the sources of the reactive power. Then we can use the synchronous condenser. With the help of the synchronous condenser also, you can control the voltage in the power system, because the synchronous condenser act as either sources or the sinks of the reactive power in the power system. The another methods of voltage control is regulating transformer. We can use the regulating transformers such as tap changing transformers and booster transformers. Okay, we can use either tap changing transformers or the booster transformer. We can control the voltage. Then next, power electronic devices used for the voltage control in the power system. What are the power electronics devices? Nowadays and all, the based flexible AC transmission system, that is the fax controller, and the custom power devices, that is the recent technology, that means which is used for voltage control. The first, that means options, that means shunt reactors, shunt capacitors, synchronous condenser, regulating transformers, and then the static volt ampere reactive compensator, and then reactive power injection. These are the methods are the conventional voltage control method only, but the fax only is the more recent technology which is used for voltage control in the power system. Then the shunt reactors and the shunt capacitors and the series capacitors all are provided for passive compensation only, because the shunt reactors, shunt capacitors, series capacitors are either permanently connected to the transmission and distribution system or switched. They contribute, that means to voltage control in the power system, thereby the modifying the network characteristics of the power system. This is the one. The next, second one is the synchronous condensers and the static volt ampere reactive compensators provide for active compensation only. Okay, the first one is passive compensation, the second one is active compensation. The reactive power absorbed or generated by the synchronous condenser, or that means the static volt ampere reactive compensators, then automatically adjusted, because to maintain the voltages of the buses, that means to which they are connected in the power system. If together we can use synchronous condenser and as well as that means synchronous, that means the static volt ampere reactive compensator, both together with the generating units, they establishes voltages at the specific points in the system. So these are the various methods employed for voltage control in the power system. Okay. Now we studied about the dependence of voltage on reactive power. How the voltage is dependent on the reactive power. Okay, the voltage control as well as the reactive power control both are interrelated. So therefore they need to be considered together. It is very very important in the power system. Then the control of voltage at all the levels is controlled by the control of reactive power flow. If we can control the reactive power flow, we can control the voltage. That's why this is a dependence of voltage on the reactive power. Okay, the reactive power can cause voltage either to rise or to fall depending on the elements used for the reactive power compensation. What are the elements? Synchronous compensator, static volt ampere reactive compensator, shunt capacitor, shunt reactance, series capacitors, reactive power injections, then tap changing transformers, booster transformers. These are the elements which are used for the reactive power compensation. Suppose we want to maintain the voltage stability, means for example decreasing the reactive power. What happens in the power system? If the reactive power decreases, which causes the voltage to fall, then the voltage drop will occur in the power system. Suppose increasing the reactive power, what happen in the power system? The effect is then that is increase the voltage. Okay, so both are, that means it indirectly proportional. That means if you want to maintain the voltage stability, either you can decrease the reactive power, means voltage drop. Increasing the reactive power means the voltage rise. That's why the voltage is dependent on the reactive power. Now you see, suppose the reactive power supply lower voltage only. So therefore the voltage drop. Then when the current must increase to maintain the power supplied. So which is causing the system to consume more reactive power and the voltage drop further. This is the voltage dependent on the reactive power. Suppose the voltage variation at a load, which is an indication of the unbalance between the reactive power generated or absorbed by the load. So how can we say the voltage variation at the load? That indicated what to us? That means the unbalance between the reactive power generated and absorbed by the load only. Okay, so the reactive power, suppose the generated reactive power exceed the reactive power absorbed, means the voltage goes up only. Suppose the reactive power generated less than the reactive power absorbed, means that is voltage, that means goes down only. Okay, this is the concept, that is the voltage dependent on the reactive power. Okay, I explain one simple circuit diagram. I explain how the voltage dependent on the reactive power. Now you take, let B be the power to be transferred per phase in watts, and then Q be the reactive power to be transferred per phase in the volt ampere reactive. The Vs represents the sending end voltage per phase. Vr is the receiving end voltage per phase. Therefore the R plus Jx be the impedance of the transmission line per phase. The unit is ohm. Now you see the equations, that is the del V. The del V equal to Vs minus Vr. Vs minus Vr, that is equal to drop in the line voltage. Drop in the line voltage. Okay. Now you see the phasor diagram. This is the diagram is shown as the phasor diagram. Okay. So you see, first that means the VR. VR is nothing but what? Receiving end voltage, taking as the reference vector. Then the current, that means the I, that means is lags behind the voltage VR at an angle pi. Okay. The IP, that means that is the component based on current component based on the real power. P is in phase with the VR. Similarly, that means the IQ, that is the current component which is related to reactive power Q, which is means 90-degree perpendicular to VR only. So therefore the resultant current only is nothing but the current I. Okay, so now you see from the vector diagram or the phasor diagram, the Vs squared is equal to Vr plus AF the whole squared plus CF squared. Okay, in the vector diagram AF, this is AF is nothing but AD plus DF. Okay, the AD is nothing but what? IR cos pi, that is the resistance drop. Okay, which is based on the active component. I cos pi is the active component, so the IR cos pi is nothing but the resistive drop, and then the DF represents the IX sin pi. This is the reactive drop. I sin pi is the reactive component of the current I. Okay, then the CF. Okay, the CF is nothing but that means CH minus that means HF. Okay, the CH is nothing but IX cos pi. So this is nothing but the reactive drop, but which is dependent on the active component I cos pi. Similarly, the HF is nothing but the IR sin pi. IR sin pi means this is the resistive drop, but which depends on the reactive component of the current I sin pi. Okay, so therefore from the vector diagram, the sending end voltage Vs, because the sending end voltage only is greater than the receiving end voltage due to losses. So therefore from the vector diagram, the Vs squared equal to this Vr plus AF squared plus that means CF squared, this triangle. Okay, so therefore that means the VR plus AD plus DF the whole squared plus CH minus HF the whole squared, that is equal to Vs squared. Finally we get the formula Vs squared is equal to VR. So the AD is nothing but IR cos pi, DF is nothing but IX sin pi, and then CH is nothing but the IX cos pi, HF is nothing but IR sin phi. Okay, so therefore the Vs squared is equal to VR plus PR divided by VR. Okay, so therefore the real power P is nothing but what? VR into I cos by, Q is the VR into I sin by. That you have to, so therefore here we can substitute and all IR cos pi. Okay, so therefore P is equal to VR I cos pi only. So therefore I cos pi is equal to what? P divided by VR. P divided by VR only. So therefore that means here you have to substitute in this equation I cos pi is nothing but PR divided by VR. Similarly, Q is equal to VR into I sin pi. Therefore I sin pi is nothing but Q divided by VR. That is a Q, that means that is a Q divided by VR. That is already X is there. So X into Q divided by VR the whole square. This term. Then next IX cos pi, again PX VR minus QR divided by VR. Okay, this is the equations. Now you see, that means we have to, suppose we have to neglect that Px by Vr minus Qr by Vr in comparison with Vr plus Pr divided by Vr plus Xq divided by Vr. Now the Vs equal to the sending end voltage equal to receiving end voltage plus PR divided by VR plus XQ divided by R. And you can see the previous equations, that means this term. This term we can neglect. Which term? This term we have to neglected. Finally we are getting Vs squared equal to VR plus PR divided by VR plus XQ divided by VR the whole square. Now you see, so the same equation you can take the root mean the square cancelled. Finally we are getting Vs equal to VR plus PR divided by VR plus XQ divided by VR. This term is neglected. After neglecting this term we are getting this one. Now you can already the del V, that is the change in the voltage, is nothing but Vs minus VR. That is the difference between the sending end voltage and receiving end voltage. Okay, the Vs is nothing but what? PR divided by VR, and then VR is nothing but a XQ divided by VR. Okay, so this is you can substitute. So therefore del V is equal to Vs minus VR. The Vs is nothing but what? VR plus PR divided by VR plus XQ divided by VR. You can substitute minus VR. VR cancelled. Finally we are getting del V equal to PR divided by VR plus XQ divided by VR. Suppose if the resistance R is negligible compared to the reactance X, means the del V equation can be rewritten as Vs minus VR equal to XQ divided by VR only, because the PR divided by VR term goes to 0 because the R is negligible compared to X. Now that means what? The voltage drop, that is the line voltage drop, depends on the flow of the reactive power. You see the del V, that means proportional to the reactive power Q. That means del V, that means that is equal to, that is the Q. Okay, that's why I am telling the line voltage drop depends on mainly the flow of the reactive power. This is the voltage dependence on the reactive power. Okay. Now you see the power angle delta. Okay, the delta represents the power angle or load angle or torque angle. This is the angle between the VR and the Vs. Now you see the vector diagram, then you can understand. This is the delta. Okay, this is the delta. So the delta is nothing but what? The angle between VR and the Vs only. Okay, so now you see the power angle delta between VR and VC is proportional to CF only. Okay, now you see the diagram in the vector diagram and all the CF. Okay, this is the CF. Okay, this is the CF. Okay, the CF. So therefore the delta. So therefore the power angle delta between VR and Vs is proportional to CF. That means that is Px minus QR divided by VR. Because the change in the voltage is nothing but what? Vs minus VR. Vs minus VR only. Okay. So therefore then the VR cancelled. So finally Vs is what? Px divided by VR minus QR divided by VR, which is directly proportional to Px divided by VR, because we have to neglect R. Neglect R means what? The QR terms goes to 0. Finally, we are getting only Px divided by VR only, that is receiving end. So therefore, the power angle delta is that means proportional to Px divided by VR. We have to neglecting R and then compared with the reactance X. So therefore, the power angle delta depends on the flow of the true power. Flow of the true power means P. So therefore the delta, that means proportional to, that means real power, that is the power P. So that way you see the voltage depends on the what? Q. The voltage, that means depends on the reactive power Q, but the power angle depends on the real power P. So therefore, if you want to keep the receiving end voltage VR is constant for the given sending end voltage Vs, means that the drop, that is the Qx divided by VR, must kept constant. Dear student, in this lecture video, you clearly understand what are the methods employed for voltage control, and then what are the devices, that means employed in the methods of voltage control in the power system. Then next, how the voltage dependent on the reactive power. We are taking one simple three-phase system and then we can draw the phasor diagram. From this range we can explain, then you can prove voltage, that means is mainly depend on the real power flow Q only, but the power angle depends on the flow of true power, means a real power. Okay, thank you student for watching this video.